You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, we'll meet some girls who sell cookies in order to raise money for school supplies for their fellow students in need.
Also, heat-related illnesses are on the rise in the 4 states, all thanks to the ongoing extreme heat.
And that extreme heat continues with excessive heat warnings today, but we're starting to see more thunderstorm chances and cooler weather on the horizon. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. 7 o'clock now on this finally Friday across the 4 states. And boy, it has been one miserable week in terms of
It's been a hot one, to say the least.
It has. This morning we're actually a little cooler. We're still muggy, but we're a little cooler, and we've got rain out there. And I know a lot of folks are looking forward to that. And we've also got some young ladies that are doing something pretty special for their fellow classmates.
That's right. 2 Labette County students are supplying fellow students in need during the back-to-school season.
KOAM's Amber Jenkins talked to the students about their impact on the community.
Back-to-school season means back-to-school shopping, and students in all grade levels need the essentials to start the school year right.
Like pens, pencils, erasers, notebooks.
A bunch of paper.
Hillary and Faith sell home-baked cookies to buy school supplies for fellow students in need. They want to be proactive when their community hit hard times.
We started it about 3 years ago, around the time COVID hit, so that we could get school supplies because we knew it was going to be expensive, and we could hand them out to the people that might not be able to get everything that they need.
The girls spend their summer baking the cookies before selling them in town. They think good small town advertising furthers success.
Thank you. They can come up and buy them or donate if they would like.
And then my dad, he works over in Coffeyville, and my mom tagged him in a post on Facebook, and they were like, hey, we'll donate or we'll buy stuff.
This is the 3rd year Hillary and Faith have been passing out school supplies for the community. Since then, they realized their impact on the community, and they want to keep this going even after they graduated.
We already have a couple kids interested in taking it over whenever we graduate.
Yeah, and I hope it just keeps going on.
This year, they raised more than $1,600, which translated into more supplies.
I feel like we have an honor of being able to do that for other people.
It makes me feel good knowing that we're making somebody else's day better.
Reporting in Labette County, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
And Hillary and Faith say that they are already planning for next year.
It's certainly some great work that they're doing
Incredible.
to help their fellow students out there. 'Cause school supplies, man, that can be pretty expensive these
Absolutely,
days.
absolutely. So starting the year off right, helping their fellow students. Good for them.
Yes, they're doing a wonderful job. And Mother Nature doing a slightly better job for us by giving us a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. As you can see, not everybody getting rain, and that's going to be the case, but we are seeing additional scattered showers and thunderstorms out there across the area, all thanks to that batch of what was severe weather now shifting off to the northeast into northwestern Missouri. And we had an outflow boundary, which you can actually see it continued to push off to the east. That generated some additional showers. Unfortunately, they did not last long. There was some redevelopment taking place back behind this, but it's also not super impressive. But we'll have scattered storms throughout the day. Now into the afternoon, a strong storm or two is possible, but the better chances for strong storms will be overnight tonight with some small hail and perhaps some gusty winds as we head into the overnight hours and early tomorrow morning. Throughout the day, though, we're going to see scattered thunderstorm chances across the area. Again, not everybody getting rain. Unfortunately, everybody's still getting hot today, and if you do get some of those showers and storms, yeah, it'll bring some rain. That it's going to have a double-edged sword to it as it brings additional humidity out there as well. Hey, overnight, again, into early tomorrow morning, our best opportunity for some strong storms. We'll continue to see scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area as we go into our Saturday afternoon and evening, and as you can see, again, not everybody getting rain, but it's out there. Our best chance for more widespread showers and storms, unfortunately, the potential for severe weather exists as well, is late Saturday into very early Sunday. And as such, we do have an elevated risk for some strong to severe storms tomorrow, so tomorrow night and Sunday morning, with damaging winds being the primary concern there. We have the excessive heat warnings for, again, virtually every county in our area through the late evening hours for heat index values once again at 105 to 115, making heat exhaustion likely and heat stroke possible out there. And so we just want want to remind you, hopefully this is the last time we have to do this for you. Stay hydrated, take frequent breaks, limit those strenuous outdoor activities, wear lightweight, light-colored clothing. Make sure you're checking on the elderly and don't leave your pets out too long. As mentioned, though, there is more relief on the way and more rain chances. We'll take a full look at your forecast here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. And with the intense heat slamming the 4 states, local hospitals have seen an increase in heat-related illnesses in their emergency rooms. To avoid dealing with heat-related illnesses, doctors have some essential advice. Stay hydrated. They recommend drinking not only water, but also electrolyte drinks like Gatorade, which replace the minerals we lose when we sweat.
As it heats up outside and as people are just trying to do the things that they need to do, we're seeing more and more cases of people inadvertently, they're trying their best. They're trying to stay hydrated. They're trying to stay in the air conditioning. Sometimes all you can do is, do your best.
We got to make sure we're rehabbing our crews and making sure they're getting plenty of fluids and water, supplementing that with some Gatorade and stuff like that. But the main thing is just active cooling and keeping them rehabbed and working in work cycles.
High body temperature, excessive sweating, dizziness, and confusion are some symptoms of heat-related illnesses. Authorities in Pittsburgh arrest 2 people and seize thousands of fentanyl pills. General agencies on the state and local level, including the KBI, Pittsburgh Police, and Crawford County Sheriff's Office, teamed up to make the arrests. An investigation led to a search warrant executed yesterday morning in Pittsburgh. During the search, authorities found an estimated 5,000 counterfeit oxycodone pills suspected of containing fentanyl. 2 people, a man and a woman, were arrested. And a Kansas City, Kansas woman has died after she was hospitalized in a near drowning on Saturday. The Missouri Highway Patrol reports the victim as Yolanda Munoz Garcia. She was 19 years old, and investigators say she was swimming near the Ha Ha Tonkin State Park, where she began to struggle in a current. Witnesses say she went underwater and did not resurface on her own. Investigators say 2 semi-trucks that overturned along Interstate 49 never actually touched each other. It happened just before 5 a.m. yesterday near the Goodman exit. The Highway Patrol tells us 1 semi overturned on the right side of the road. Then a second truck came upon the overturned semi, blocking the lane. That second truck swerved and missed the wreck, but overturned into the median on the left. Authorities took 1 driver to the hospital. And MoDOT is inviting public input on what its funding priorities should be. The department, working with regional planning partners, has identified $1.1 billion in annual unfunded transportation needs for the system. Now it's asking the public to weigh in on where the funds should go.
We look at 3 tiers of projects for road and bridges, and then we have a tier of projects for multimodal needs. And so some examples of what we're looking at, the biggest projects include rebuilding the I-49 Route 171 interchange in Carthage to upgrade it so that Route 249 can be interstate status. And then another project we're looking at is design and starting the phases of buying right-of-way for a west bypass of the Joplin metropolitan area.
Missouri's Department of Transportation system covers more than 33,000 miles of roads and more than 10,000 bridges. Up next, we'll have the next health crisis and how the government is planning to tackle it.
And later, from video game to live adaptation, we learn more about Twisted Metal. I remember playing that game when I was younger. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
In Health Watch this morning, we are all social creatures, but when you feel disconnected and you don't find your desired level of connection with others, it could affect your mental and physical health. Many are calling loneliness and social isolation the next health crisis. It has become such a glaring issue, politicians from both sides of the aisle are taking note and working together to create healthier communities. Chad Pergman has more from Capitol Hill.
Doctors, politicians, and researchers agree something has to be done to promote more social connection. The Surgeon General going as far as releasing an advisory declaring loneliness a public health epidemic.
While most people associate isolation and loneliness with mental health, there is robust scientific evidence linking it to these physical.
Social isolation increases your risk for heart disease, stroke, dementia, depression, and anxiety. According to the CDC, 1 in 3 adults ages 45 and older feel lonely in the U.S. Experts say there are several factors that lead us to this point, among them the divisiveness of social media and the pandemic shift to remote working and learning.
Certainly the pandemic accentuated an existing problem.
Now lawmakers are tackling the problem with a bipartisan bill introduced by Senator Chris Murphy.
Stand up in office in the federal government to study this problem of social isolation and loneliness and recommend ways that we can do better.
Some may think loneliness is a personal issue, but experts say that stigma is incorrect.
The underlying causes often originate in people's communities, in people's lives, where they work, where they go to school, their neighborhoods. And so there's certainly a role for the healthcare system as well as government.
And some politicians believe regulating social media would be a good first step, as many disappear behind screens for interaction, which is not as beneficial. And in order to protect pets against the country, a growing number of vegetarian professionals are calling for their field to become more diverse, citing how a lack of representation in vet medicine can impact the overall health of animals. Mary Ann Rafferty finds out why.
No matter what kind of pet you may have, looking after their well-being is an owner's top priority. And especially with the pandemic having led to a rise in pet ownership, more people now have animals that will need to see a vet to ensure they're healthy. But according to a growing number of veterinary professionals, a lack of diversity in their workforce may prevent more people from wanting to have a career in this field, leading to fewer vets in the future, which can compromise the overall health of animals.
In order to attract young people to veterinary medicine, they need to see people that look like them.
Out of the more than 100,000 vets in the U.S., nearly 90% are white, less than 2% are Hispanic, and practically none are African American. This according to the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And this lack of diversity means there aren't enough vets to cater to the diverse populations they serve.
People from all walks of life and backgrounds tend to gravitate towards their specific communities, and so it's important that the veterinary profession be diverse to meet all the needs of society.
That's why many vets are encouraging kids from all backgrounds to explore a career in animal medicine while they're young.
It's great to foster it in the, in the early junior high school time, because I think there's a lot of prep that you can do to be more ready and more successful at just launching into that career.
And it's a good time to enter the field. The Bureau of Labor Statistics expects jobs for vets and vet technicians will grow 16% by the year 2029.
We've still got some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. We also still, unfortunately, have to deal with some excessive heat warnings. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back. And we're going to meet a set of twins who recently learned that they've got over 65 other siblings. That's coming up. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. So again, we've got some scattered showers out there for some of us. We also have the excessive heat warnings for heat index values 105 to 115 degrees. And we also have a slightly better start across the area for us. We're at 76 in Joplin right now. Partly cloudy skies, feels like 76, whereas yesterday we were in the 80s and it felt like it was almost 90 outside. We're a little cooler across most of the area, but down the south still a little warmer. 81 Veneta, 82 Grove, Anderson, 81 in Cassville, and we got 75 Carthage, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Neodesha, 76 Newton Parsons, and 75 up in Fort Scott. We'll hold on to the scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms as we go through the morning. Not everybody will get rain, but we at least have some of that happening out there, and a pinch cooler by late morning into the upper 80s. We look at highs, upper 90s, right around 100. So again, a little bit cooler than yesterday, but with the humidity from these storms, that's the double-edged sword with them. Yeah, they're bringing the rain, but they're going to bring humidity to us as well, and that's why the excessive heat warnings continue through the late evening hours. We'll pause in the rain briefly, and then we'll see more scattered thunderstorms overnight, lows in the mid-70s. Overnight tonight, could see a few strong storms with some small hail and gusty winds. We're going to go triple digits again tomorrow, and then we've got a better opportunity for possibly some severe weather as we head into Saturday night and early Sunday morning, with damaging wind being the primary threat. And then look at that, though, considerably cooler rain chances nearly every day next week. Temperatures back into the lower 90s, low to mid 90s out there. So much better for us as we head into the next work week. Well, Anthony Mackie stars in a new streaming series based on a popular video game franchise featuring car-to-car combat and a killer clown. Rick Damigella has the story.
1995 saw the release of the vehicular combat game Twisted Metal race onto Sony's brand new PlayStation game console.
Light 'em up, boys.
The fast-paced franchise spawned 10 games. The most recent Twisted Metal blasted its way onto the PlayStation 3 in 2012.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Anthony Mackie stars in the post-apocalyptic Peacock series based on the game franchise as a courier making deliveries between walled-off cities.
I played the game a lot when I was a kid. The show, you know, it harkens back to the themes and the ideas of the game, but it gives you backstory and context.
This is gonna be fun. We're setting.
Mackie is also an executive producer on the series, which led to an interesting decision when filming this scene with professional wrestler Samoa Joe as the killer clown, Sweet Tooth.
The funny thing is, the first time we did it, he banged my head into the slot machine. And when I was like, dude, this dude's gonna kill me, right? So I looked at it on the monitor and I was like, man, that looks really good. So now as a producer, I have to decide, do I get him to lighten up because it hurt, or do I get him to do it harder because it looks so good?
Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Now, Sweet Tooth is played on screen by pro wrestler Samoa Joe and voiced by Will Arnett. Twisted Metal, the series, is now streaming on Peacock. And as I mentioned, I do recall playing that game on an original PlayStation back when I was a wee thing. It was a lot of fun, very interesting. Well, coming up, Neosho Freeman gets a $1.2 million investment that'll help them build a residency clinic for KCU students. A South Carolina twin was looking on a genetic website to see if she had any other siblings out there. What she and her brother found blew their minds. 65 siblings located throughout North America.
They formed a group named 2046 after their father's donor identification number. Emily Johnson has the story.
Amelia used Ancestry.com just a few years ago to find out more about her family.
I was curious to know more of like my background and my ancestry, as well as figure out who my father was and seeing if I could connect to any of the other siblings. And I didn't think I had this many. I was thinking maybe 2 to 3.
A few months later, results showed her that she had 8 confirmed siblings, but then her twin brother Andrew took a DNA test on 23andMe, finding 18 confirmed siblings. A news story in Canada shared by their stepmother showed a group of donor siblings that looked similar to both Andrew and Amelia.
It's like, there's no way we're not related.
DNA results confirmed that the twins were related to 30 other donor-related siblings.
It was amazing reacting to how many people are related to me, especially brothers and sisters. And when it came to like knowing that they actually existed in that amount, it's crazy.
The two connected with their newfound siblings through social media groups just a few years ago, and since then, the number of siblings has grown to 65.
It just keeps growing and more keep getting added to the chat and being welcomed in.
Members of the 2046 sibling group live in Canada, California, throughout the East Coast and Midwest. Their ages range from 14 to 27.
Causes me to think like I'm in a new life, like with other beings that are like me. I didn't know where it existed.
Amelia and Andrew traveled to New Jersey last summer to meet some of their brothers and sisters, discovering similar physical traits and interests, with many of them being very athletic and artistic.
We went to a Planet Fitness Center up there, and that was really fun. We went in the morning, and all of us were on the treadmills at once, which was kind of funny. We were just wondering if anyone would notice that we were all related.
As for the future of their relationship with their siblings, the twins hope to plan annual summer trips to keep everyone connected.
Just working together to learn more about ourselves and to like establish that connection, because connections are important. Those are things that are going to help you get through life and things that can be everlasting. And it helps make life worthwhile as well.
Now, the twins say when they find new siblings, they make sure everyone feels comfortable and welcomed into the new family. Boy, that is impressive.
What do you think those family reunions are like, eh?
Oh my gosh, if
that's
they
a
actually
lot
get
of people.
all of them together. And the fact that they all look similar. Can you imagine
a
not
lot.
being familiar with the situation? You go into a place where maybe they're having that reunion and there's 65 twins. Like 65 nearly identical people sitting
Siblings.
in a room. That'd be interesting to see for sure.
That's a lot of presents under the Christmas tree.
Yeah, it is.
Well, coming up, Freeman agrees to renew its partnership with Pitt State Athletics.
And of course, we've got some scattered showers, even a couple of thunderstorms out there. We'll tell you how long those are going to last and whether or not this extreme heat's going to go away when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:30 a.m. Freeman Physician Group in Neosho is getting an expansion with the help of a $1.2 million investment. Freeman is building a family medicine residency clinic for Kansas City University. The clinic will have 6 residents total, with 2 new ones added each year. The residents will perform lab work, medical procedures, and patient care.
Our family medicine residents will have a more intense focus on managing behavioral health conditions. We know that there's a huge shortage in that area as well.
As part of the community, another thing family medicine residents are trained in is care of communities, not only patients in the office, but the community as a whole. And it's important that we have the tools we need to take care of that community. Every community is different.
The clinic is projected to open July 2024. However, Freeman is currently searching for their 2 newest residents. And Freeman Health System and Pitt State Athletics announced plans to continue their partnership. They made the announcement at a news conference yesterday at the Robert W. Plaster Center in Pittsburgh. The unique partnership between Freeman physicians and athletic trainers and PSU was first established in 2014.
It means a lot to us, what they've done for us in the past 8 to 9 years, but really does solidify this partnership going forward to provide great health care for our student athletes for another 5 years and beyond is really an important day for us.
It's very rewarding for me to see a person go from basically a heartbreaking situation where they have an injury and they're not able to compete as they'd like, but to be a part of a team. And that's where Freeman comes in, because we have physical therapy here, we have athletic training here, we have strength and conditioning, we have nutrition.
This contract will carry the partnership another 5 years. And Mercy Hospital in Joplin today gave kids a chance to explore different career fields. They teamed up with the Southwest Missouri Area Health Education Center to host a MASH camp. The camp is designed to spark an interest in science and healthcare careers among junior high students. Attendees were able to tour the hospital and get hands-on experience with equipment and check out an operating room.
So it's a way for them to kind of get their feet wet, kind of have an idea of what that career might entail, and get to meet people actually practicing in the field so that they can ask questions and kind of explore.
How it opens up more like reasons to go in the medical industry and see the help and the people that need to be helped.
Students were also able to get an up-close look at an emergency vehicle.
Well, we've got some scattered showers, even a couple of thunderstorms still hanging on out there across the area this morning. On the Skywatch Storm Tracker, we've been watching this activity here. Nothing strong, nothing severe, but some much needed rainfall. We got the outflow and gravity waves off of the thunderstorm activity from overnight in parts of Kansas. Now, the stronger activity is pushed off towards St. Joe, but we've had some additional redevelopment. Nothing too crazy out there, but it will allow us to continue to see some additional scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. We do have that possibility of some strong storms mainly overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, with maybe some small hail and some gusty winds. And we want to quickly, let me get to this. We'll remind you about the excessive heat warnings. Same counties virtually, same run time for heat index values of 105 to 115 degrees again today. We'll have another complete look at your forecast, those rain chances, and when the cooler weather gets here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
A round of applause is in order. The Rotary Club of Joplin named its Rotarian of the Year during a ceremony at Missouri Southern's End Zone facility. The winner, Robin McAllister, a manager with Liberty Utilities. McAllister has a long history of involvement with Rotary and other organizations that serve the community.
I joined Rotary 20 plus years ago, and I think with most service clubs, you go because it's just work and you want to help your community grow. But over the 20 years of working alongside these folks and helping serve the community, it really has developed into lifelong friendships.
The organization says the award goes to a Rotarian who has gone above and beyond in service to the Joplin community and who exemplifies the Rotary principle of service above self during the past 12 months. 2 Labette County, Kansas students are supplying fellow students in need during the back-to-school season. Hillary Bird and Faith Winters sold home-baked cookies throughout the summer and brought school supplies for students in their county. They noticed during COVID their community could use some help. Since then, the girls consistently raised thousands or more for supplies.
We started it about 3 years ago around the time COVID hit so that we could get school supplies because we knew it was going to be expensive and we could hand them out to the people that might not be able to get everything that they need.
Hillary and Faith say they are already planning for next year. And they weren't the only ones getting ready for the upcoming school year. The Miami School District hosted a school resource fair. Parents were able to take their kids to the high school for a number of things that include immunizations, hearing and vision checks, haircuts, and to get school supplies.
Many partners. I probably shouldn't start naming people because there are so many that I've left out, but our community is great. They love our kids. They know that we love our students, and together we hope that this will become an annual event that will only grow and grow.
Everything at the resource fair was free of charge. And that's a look at the top news stories coming up on this half hour of the KOAM Morning News. Our very own Shannon Becker joins us in studio and shares his big 3 stories of the week.
And as we mentioned, we've got some relief on the way from the heat. We'll let you know when that's going to get here and talk about our rain chances when we come back.
Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I can't wait to hear all about this.
All right, number 3 this week, live and local, what's happening where you live, is Friday evening, a wrecker loaded with a vehicle on the back of it collided with a car that pulled in front of it. It was a West 7th Street as it was coming into Joplin, right there on 66. It's the old Route 66. I don't know if you knew that. Wrecker swerved to miss it, overturned, extreme damage to that vehicle that pulled in front of it. I don't have an update on the 2 in that car, but I do believe the wrecker driver was released from the hospital here recently.
Oh, that's good.
Number 2 story, Joplin News First, what's happening live and local. Oh, a lot of people are losing their minds over this.
Yes, tell us more about this.
The Joplin office for the license office. Now, it's closed on East 7th Street. They are operated on a bid situation. So with the state of Missouri, you can bid to operate the license office. Well, a new company won that bid, so they moved to a new location. Now, the Missouri State Highway Patrol driving test is still at the old location, so, 2 separate things, but, not everybody's taking a driving test. So this is in the Silver Creek Galleria, the opposite end of Miss Daisy's Home and Decor. Our number 1 story, the storms. Now, you said you experienced the storms that night,
were
right?
insane.
I talked to you that day.
Yeah, I thought the paparazzi was outside my window.
Oh, yeah.
That's how much lightning was just
wouldn't
going.
that be great? Hey, I'm popular.
Rapid fire.
So it was an extreme storm, extreme winds. They said it was going to be about 80 miles an hour. I think 70 was the highest here at the Joplin Regional Airport. 25,000 people were without power with Liberty Utilities, but that didn't include like Newmac, Barton County, the different cooperatives and other areas. So I think almost everybody is back up. They still have a handful of people that are trying to get service to in some rural areas. And then our then our bonus story of the week, it's going on right now. The Marion Days, 44th annual Marion Days in Carthage, Missouri. Carthage police detectives gave us a tour the other day. We had to ride around on the golf cart. They're expecting more than 80,000 people. It started yesterday.
80,000?
Yeah, it's
wow.
huge. So it's all centered around a campus, like a monastery, a college for Catholic priests, but they happen to be Vietnamese. So they're just having church services. Like last night, they had a 2.5-hour mass, and they'll do mass every night. But it's in Vietnamese because after the fall of Saigon, when the Vietnam conflict was over, they came to America, and these are all the descendants and people who came from Vietnam to America. You can get your boba tea.
Gotta have
get,
the boba tea.
Whatever, however you say all that, you can get all that. It's delicious. And then you get chicken strips, burgers, and French fries.
A little something for everyone.
Yeah, you got it all. You got it all. So that goes on through Sunday, the Marian Days. That's our bonus story of the week. The big 3.
That looks like a hoot.
Yeah,
I can't believe how large it is.
You should go.
Absolutely. Definitely want to go. Want to check out the food, check out that whole scene there. And so the weather, I mean, that storm took us all by surprise.
Yeah. Did you lose any trees at your house?
No, but everything was flying around. It was a little scary. I was, my biggest fear is that a tornado's going to hit. I'm like, is this it?
That
is
sounds
it
like
happening?
a new person. You sound like a new person in town.
Yes.
Don't worry. You'll have plenty of warning. It's not going to sneak up on you.
Well, hopefully we don't have another one of those coming up.
Yeah,
but I think that things are calmed down.
We have Doug Hetty. You're fine. We have Chris Warner. We have Sam.
We're in good hands.
Totally, you're fine.
All right. Well, we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. We have got ourselves this beautiful sunrise with some thunderstorm clouds out there. No rain in the Joplin area at this moment, and a little bit cooler than where we have been. 76 out there and feels like 76, whereas yesterday we were in the 80s and felt like it was almost 90 degrees out there. We've got more showers and thunderstorms across the region. We're going to see them scattered throughout today into the overnight hours throughout our Saturday, and again Saturday night into Sunday, and it'll continue for a while. We got 74 Iola, 76 in Fort Scott, Nevada, Pittsburgh, Chanute, Neodesha, Parsons, 78 Chitopa, 79 in Miami, and a little warmer down south. We've got 80s in Newada and Veneta, as well as Cassville. We'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout the morning, and again, like I said, throughout the day, really. Not everybody will get rain, but we will get some rain out there, upper 80s by late morning. As we head into the afternoon, we're looking at highs once again, though, upper 90s, lower 100s. So we do have the excessive heat warnings for heat index values of 105 to 115 out there. Scattered thunderstorms again throughout the day. We go into the evening. There will actually be a pause in the activity before we see redevelopment take place overnight. And there's the chance of a strong storm or two overnight with some small hail, perhaps some gusty winds out there. We do have a severe threat, though, Saturday night into early Sunday morning, where damaging winds are the primary concern. We'll have scattered thunderstorms throughout the day Saturday, last day of triple digits for the foreseeable future. Things remain nice. We go back into the low to mid 90s for the most part across the area, and we'll hold on to scattered thunderstorm chances nearly every day next week. So some much better weather is on the way. Let's check your forecast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Golfers at a course in Canada might be keeping closer watch over their clubs these days.
That video shows a bear on the 13th hole doing more than puttering around, as Jeannie Moose reports.
Forget bear cubs.
Oh my God.
We're talking bear clubs. A golf club stealing bear. It happened on the 13th hole at Westwood Plateau Golf Club outside Vancouver, Canada. The bag belonged to Jerome Gignac.
You're sure there wasn't a sandwich in that bag?
I'm sure there was nothing.
No food. Jerome started to follow. But the female bear dragged his bag down a ravine. The good news:
I got really lucky there. All the clubs were dumped out. The putter was still in there just as it went over the edge, and it fell out just at the edge of the ravine.
So all the bear got was a dozen balls and a bag of teas.
The bear is still right there.
No! Hey! Golf Digest called it the wildest horror movie of the summer, making Golf Bear the new Cocaine Bear. The bears at this course are nothing to sneeze at. 2 years ago, a bear got teed off at golfers and tossed their ball back at them.
Oh, that's hilarious!
Jerome was unable to retrieve his recently purchased bag, but Golf Bear must have been bummed. It wasn't Yogi Bear's picnic basket. Bears are apparently par for this course. And boy, could this girl caddy.
Smarter than the average bear.
Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Yeah, the fact that he was chasing after that bear was
gutsy,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's hilarious, though. I have to go to that golf course now.
We got to go try it out just for the bears. Just for the bears. Well, hopefully it's a little drier up there if you want to go golfing, but the good news is we are getting some much needed showers and thunderstorms across the area. Quick look at Skywatch Storm Tracker. You can see where all of this activity, again, scattered throughout the region, so not everybody getting rain, and not everybody will get rain, but we'll continue to see scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout the day to date. As we head into the evening, there is the possibility of a strong storm or two. So you can see they've scaled back the hail risk there, but we still have that wind risk out there as well overnight tonight for some strong gusty winds. We'll have scattered thunderstorms again throughout the day today. Not everybody will get some, but as we head into the evening hours, that's where we see again the better, more organized chances of showers and thunderstorms. And then we'll have scattered storms throughout our Saturday as well. And then we go into Saturday night into Sunday morning. We have another threat for severe weather. We have an elevated risk, as you can see, for a good portion of the area. Once again, for damaging winds across the region overnight Saturday into Sunday. And a reminder, we have the excessive heat warnings out there for the majority of the area through the late evening hours. And that's for heat index values of 105 to 115. So make sure you're taking precautions. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Investigators say 2 semi-trucks that overturned along Interstate 49 never actually touched each other. It happened just before 5 a.m. yesterday near the Goodman exit. The Highway Patrol tells us one semi overturned on the right side of the road, then a second truck came upon the overturned semi, blocking the lane. That second truck swerved and missed the wreck, but overturned into the median on the left. Authorities took one driver to the hospital. And several agencies on the state and local level, including the KBI, Pittsburgh Police, and Crawford County Sheriff's Office, teamed up to make the arrest. An investigation led to a search warrant executed this morning in Pittsburgh. During the search, authorities found an estimated 5,000 counterfeit oxycodone pills suspected of containing fentanyl. 2 people, a man and a woman, were arrested. And the Rotary Club of Joplin named its Rotarian of the Year during a ceremony at Missouri Southern's End Zone facility. The winner, Robin McAllister, a manager with Liberty Utilities. McAllister has a long history of involvement with Rotary and other organizations that serve the community. The organization says the award goes to a Rotarian who has gone above and beyond in service to the Joplin community and who exemplifies the Rotary principle of service above self during the past 12 months. Freeman Physician Group in Neosho is getting an expansion with the help of a $1.2 million investment. Freeman is building a family medicine residency clinic for Kansas City University. The clinic will have 6 residents total, with 2 new ones added each year. The residents will perform lab work, medical procedures, and patient care. The clinic is projected to open July of next year. However, Freeman is currently searching for their 2 newest residents.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms for us today. Excessive heat warnings again, too, for heat index values 105 to 115 again out there. Highs upper 90s, right around 100 degrees. Not everybody will get rain today, but there will be a few more of these scattered storms. They continue, take a pause in the evening, resume overnight. Could see a strong storm or 2 with some small hail and perhaps some gusty winds. Then we go into our Saturday, the last day of triple digits, at least for the next several days across the area. We'll have scattered thunderstorms throughout our Saturday as well, and then Saturday night into Sunday, we've got another round of potential severe weather, with damaging winds being the primary threat there. I know we don't need the severe weather, we need the rain, but we got to take whatever Mother Nature gives us, because this system, it kicks us down to a much more reasonable level. Look at these temperatures back into the lower 90s, even some upper 80s out there as well. We'll hang on to the low to mid 90s for the majority of next week. We'll also hold on to isolated to scattered thunderstorm chances throughout next week as well. So getting some much needed rain, and more importantly, some much needed relief from this heat. It's a great combination out there.
Sounds good. Well, you know what? We made it through the week, and now it looks like we're getting our reward for the weekend.
Yeah, we certainly are. Did we make it through the week?
Yeah, we did.
We did. It is Friday. We
it
have
is Friday.
made it in.
We just have our noon show.
That's all we've
and
got
then,
left.
Yeah.
All
right.
right.
We can enjoy this weather.
Yeah, we certainly can. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better weekend.